Our words today are candle, raffle, shuffle, sniffle, ankle, rifle, sparkle, sprinkle, axle and muscle. You can see all of these words end in LE for the all sound, so you could go through and highlight all of that. And if we have a look at the letter that comes before the LE, it's a stop consonant. So we know if we have a stop consonant before an all, we put LE. So go through in a different colour and highlight those stop consonants. So F isn't a stop consonant, it's a fricative. So a fricative means that it's said with friction. And if a letter is said with friction, it also is followed by LE. So you'd have all these ones with F. K is a K is a stop consonant, F is a fricative, K is a stop consonant, axle, a muscle. So you've got the there. That one's a bit of a tricky one there because we've got the C saying K before an LE, but in this actual one, it's not making the K sound. So you just don't get tricked by that one. It's quite hard. Okay, now anything else that we need to look at in these words? Yes, there's a couple of things that we also need to be aware of. So let's pull out another colour. And we'll do, so you know to use a C before an A for the K sound. We've got double consonants here because we've got short vowel sounds. I think that you've got an R controlled vowel there, and pretty much that's all that we have to highlight as well. Now let's go back and talk about what these words mean. A candle is something we burn to give light, and usually they have a nice smell too. A raffle is where you buy a chance to win a prize. A shuffle, you could shuffle cards where you mix them all up to play a game, or it can also mean when you're walking without really lifting your feet very high. A sniffle is when you need to blow your nose. You might have a bit of a runny nose. The ankle is the joint between the leg and the foot. It's this part in the middle. A rifle could be a gun, but it's also where when you quickly search through something to try and find something specific. A sparkle is to shine. Sprinkle is a light scattering. An axle is a shaft which wheels are joined to, and it helps them to rotate, makes them rotate so that the car moves along the road. And a muscle helps our bodies to move. In these words, we've got the LE as an all sound at the end of all of these words, and that is because the letter before the all sound is a stop consonant. Means it stops as soon as you say it. So we've got letters such as D. Now F is a fricative, so that means that it's said with friction. So when you say it, you can feel your teeth vibrating on your lips. So whenever you have a fricative before an all, you're going to add LE. So we've got raffle, shuffle and sniffle. Now K is a stop consonant. We've got another F coming through. So just highlight that consonant before the LE because it's telling you that you must use LE before it. Now if we're breaking these into syllables, that means the consonant LE will always be that second syllable. So you're going to split some of these between the double F or the double letter, or the two consonants, you split it between the two consonants. Rifle, I is a long sound, so we leave that syllable open. Sparkle, R is a long vowel sound, so we leave that syllable open, and so forth. So you can go through and work out where those syllables are being split. Now, in the next part, we're just adding the LE. So we've got ankle, candle, muscle, raffle, sprinkle, shuffle, sparkle, sniffle, axle, rifle. You have to rewrite the word there and then link it to its meaning. I suggest you use different coloured pencils or highlighter to make the marking easier at the end. Now fill in the gap with the list word. You can read through those sentences and work out which word best fits each of those gaps. Then down the bottom you've got to write the correct word. We've got a pair of homophones here. We've got muscles and muscles. This muscles is the tissue in your body that holds your bones together and helps them move. So it adds movement to a possibility to our bodies. Mussels, spelled like this, is a seafood. It's a crustacean. So you find a mussel inside a shell, and when you cook the shell, it pops open and you can eat the mussel. So you've got to work out which one goes where in this sentence. Now, our words today are candle, raffle, shuffle, sniffle, ankle, rifle, sparkle, sprinkle, axle and muscle. I want you to go through and highlight the consonant that comes through before that LE, just the one consonant. If there's a double, we're only highlighting the second one. So that's going to make it very clear to us where we're going to break those words into syllables. So if you have a look, if we get a pencil or a pen to go through and split them, it'll be the consonant plus LE. So you're always going to have 3 letters in that second syllable. It will be the consonant plus the LE in each of them. And as we've discussed on the previous days, if you have an F, we consider F to be a fricative, so because it's said with friction, and a fricative is always followed by LE. Now, in the next part, you've got to find the synonyms for these words. So synonyms mean the words that mean, the list word that means the same as each of these given words. Now, verb families, you've got the pattern happening where you're adding the base word, adding the S, adding the ing, and adding the ed. You know that if a word ends in E, you have to take away the E when you're adding ing. And if you're adding the ed, we don't need to add another E as well. If there's already an E there, we're just going to add the D. Down here you have to write the new words. You've got sprinkler, muscular and candelabra. Be careful as you rewrite those to create those new words. Down the bottom you've got to fill in gaps with a list word or extension. So it could be any of these words with prefixes and suffixes added to them. Probably mostly suffixes. Down the bottom we've got finish the saying and write the meaning. To burn the something at both ends. What does it mean? You have to write that explanation on those 2 lines. This is a proofreading exercise, and you have to read through the passage and put in any missing full stops, and then of course go through and add in any capital letters that are missing. You have to identify 2 mistakes in each line, 2 words that are spelt incorrectly, and then write them correctly on the lines beside that sentence.